I fucking love this movie. And I love Big Macs. Actually, Big Macs aren't that good. Quarter pounder is better.
Sorry, what's this?
It's for you, but don't tell.
But what for?
Dude, now I want to rewatch it.
Unless you want to have chowder for dinner again.
Dude, now I gotta rewatch this movie. Oh my gosh, that's such a good movie.
I think that was the most delicious dinner I've had in all 16 years of my life.
Okay, bro, it's a Big Mac. Calm down. She must have been making that shit with fucking love, bro.
Hello there. Welcome back to another episode of Anime with Alvin, where today we're going to be making the Japanese Big Mac from Weathering with You.
Oh, and this isn't Anime with Alvin. I didn't even know they had a different dude. I was like, this ain't no Babish.
In the movie, this Big Mac looks ethereal. Shinkai Makoto has a knack for animation, lighting.
Shinkai Makoto. Okay, you're getting fancy with it.
And just
Okay.
making things look really beautiful, and this Big Mac is no exception. It bounces a little bit once the lid is open,
Yeah,
and it's probably one of the most perfect burgers I've ever seen in my life. And I feel like giving someone that burger when they're
Hold on, does this dude live in Japan, bro?
at a little bit of a low point in life could really
That's
just
fucking
pick
cool.
them up, which I think is a really good excuse to try and make the Big Mac, but the way they do it in Japan. Now, while we were in Japan, Tony and I made an excursion to
I'll say, not gonna lie, that Big Mac don't look too much different.
just a local McDonald's where we had to go and sample what the Big Mac was like, especially having eaten the ones from the States. We were really curious to see if it was any different.
That looks the
And upon
exact
opening
same.
the box, it definitely was. This one looked
Are you fucking kidding me? That looks the exact same, bro.
way more presentable and had more attention to detail when
Nah, bullshit, dude. Bullshit. This is some bullshit. Don't get me wrong. I'm an anime guy, right? I'm an anime simp. But this is the classic, American thing? Or no, a regular product, but then product in Japan. And it's like, great. Let's see. Let's see this right here. American burger? No, I'm a fucking retard. Big Mac. What the fuck looks so different? And that's what it really wind up looking like most days. Looks pretty much the fucking same. Looks pretty much the same. Let's see. Japanese Big Mac. Looks the exact fucking same, doesn't it? What the fuck so different, asshole? This is clearly one of those, food, 7-Eleven in America, 7-Eleven in Japan. Bro, but the 7-Eleven in Japan is usually better. But still.
it comes to assembling the sandwich itself. It basically looked near perfect. The bun was nice and
That shit do not look near perfect. Stop the bullshit.
smooth, and upon taking
Stop
a
the
bite,
bullshit.
it was the best Big Mac I've ever had.
Bro, I'm tired of the glaze, bro. I know that ain't the best Big Mac you ever had. That shit don't even look that good. It looked like it was probably cold, man. It looked like it was subpar.
It didn't even taste like fast food at that point. It just tasted
probably
like
warm.
a really good burger. The beef was flavorful, not overcooked. The sauce was a little bit lighter and tangier than the one we are used to, maybe because they used Kewpie mayo. The lettuce wasn't haphazardly thrown everywhere, and everything just came together.
The lettuce wasn't haphazardly thrown anywhere. I'm seeing lettuce everywhere, bro. I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing it on the fucking tray. I'm seeing it in the container. I'm seeing it everywhere. The only thing you could give is Kewpie mayo. Okay. Kewpie mayo is better. That's about it. That's all you got. That's all you got. That should look the exact same.
So well and so nice that we really wanted to see how we could make a version of this at home. So once we got back to the States, we had to go and make sure that there was quite a difference. So we ordered a regular Big Mac.
The exact same. The exact same thing.
This is just the one that we got from a local McDonald's here in New York. And upon opening the box, I think we are confirming that the ones in Japan have a clear advantage over the ones here. This one seems to not have the same attention to detail when it
I'd say that one just like is a little messier. That's it.
comes to being assembled. And upon looking at it, the beef is really overcooked. The bun is kind of dry and
Motherfucker, it looks the exact same. Don't bullshit.
tough, and the lettuce
Stop bullshitting, man. Like, just stop bullshitting. I'm tired of the bullshit, bro.
a little bit everywhere.
It's the exact same, man. And you're also getting it in New York City. You're also getting it in fucking New York City. New York City, they don't give a fuck, okay? They're sliding them bitches out the door faster than you can count, bro.
She's really isn't even melted. And after taking a bite, it was a clear step down from the one we had in Japan. So what can we do to make a Japanese style Big Mac?
And this is also, they went to one place, right? They went to one store. Now, if you go, say you went outside the city a bit and you went to a different McDonald's, you would have gotten literally the same, like, it would have been different, maybe quality, like different preparation or whatever, but it would have been the exact same as the Japanese one. It would, like, bro, you're bullshitting. It's the same fucking burger.
The way that reminds us of the perfect one that we had.
Oh, the one in Japan, they toasted a little longer. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, so you just got one that was left out in New York City, bro. Like, you just got one that they didn't give a fuck.
Japan. So let's first start with the bun.
It's the same
bun
exact
in Japan
shit.
was a little softer and a little sweeter. I'm guessing maybe took inspiration from some sort of shokupan or milk bread recipe.
Are
So
we
that is
bullshitting?
exactly what we are going to do. And to make a bun that's a little bit softer with a little bit
Oh, let me just, dude, I've been fucking
of
cutting
that
this video
sweetness,
down
we're
so
gonna start
much.
by making a tangjong, which is essentially just a roux you make with
Let me just see how much meat is in a Big Mac patty. Yeah, the patties suck. Are people saying anything about the bullshit? Are people explaining anything? Having lived in Japan, I can actually confirm that the McDonald's there are in a whole different league of the ones in the state. Okay, so we're just bullshitting. Okay, cool. That's good. Your Mac gets double the normal portion of meat, so you're getting 4. What? Huh? Japanese are certainly paid more with better working conditions. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it's literally like you're getting the same exact shit. They act like in Japan, they're giving you this like premium Big Mac. Like, dude, it's the same shit, bro. It's the same shit. It's a fucking Big
milk
Mac.
and flour. You
I
just
don't know.
mix it together and you cook it until it becomes this sticky
But I'm mainly interested in his Big Mac. That's what I want to see.
ball that isn't sticky anymore. As a starter, we're going to combine 3 tablespoons of water, 3 tablespoons of milk, and 2 tablespoons of bread flour in a pan, and just essentially stir fry it, I guess, until it turns into a ball. This will be a gelatinized starch that will help give the rest of our dough a little bit more softness once we throw that in. The dough is pretty standard. In a stand mixer, we're going to combine 300 grams of bread flour, 14 grams of non-fat dry milk, 50 grams of sugar, 6 grams of table salt.
Now, is he trying to improve the Japanese Big Mac or just make his own version of it? I don't
Tablespoon
know.
of instant yeast, half a cup of whole milk, 1 large egg, and 4 tablespoons of melted butter. And once the dough starts to come together, I'm going to take the little ball of tangjong that we made earlier, just rip that into little pieces and wait for that to incorporate. After mixing the dough until it is nice and glutinous and just stick
Dude, I've always wanted to make my own bread, but I also I wanted to try it, but I also hate bread. So it's kind of weird.
sticky, this is
Like,
now
I don't
going
even-
to
I
just
don't
proof
like
and
bread.
rest in a
It's
oiled
unnecessary.
container that is sealed for about
Like, bread is such an unnecessary thing to eat, bro. Like, right? You get it on a bun. You get like, okay, hey, like buns, they're okay. They're kind of unnecessary, but they're okay. Because at least they hold what you're eating. But honestly, just take all that shit that you was putting in the bun and just put it on a plate, bro. Just give it to me. Or like just eating bread, like just normal bread, like toast. Toast is okay. But it's like just bread. Like some people just eat bread. Like they just eat bread. That's fucking weird to me.
2 hours or so until it is proofed and nice and puffy.
It's like, what's the
On
point?
to the beef. So I noticed in Japan, upon
Dude, that looked like a good cut of beef, bro. I
examining
like
the
that.
patty of the Big Mac itself, it's less of a beef patty that you would find in a traditional burger, and it has the texture of almost a bouncy sausage patty, which had a lot more fat emulsified in between, and less of those, I guess, like
Yeah, the Big Mac patties are fucking dog shit.
granules of meat
They're
that you might
terrible.
eat when you're eating a regular burger. So we're gonna make our own ground beef. We're gonna take it farther though. So first, we're gonna start with 1.5 pounds of chuck roast.
Bro, here's what they do. They take the fucking Big Mac and replace it with fucking quarter pounder patties. And there you go. You got
Just
something now.
cubed into 1 inch, and then we're going to put that on a tray and let that freeze until it is about 80% frozen, so it's ready to grind. We're
he
aiming
gonna
for
put
like an
sausage in there or
80-20
something?
ratio, but my hunch is that McDonald's has a higher fat content in their beef, so we'll adjust according to what we think feels best. Okay, so we actually did some research online for what the sauce entails. There's a lot of recipes out there, but we're using a recipe by someone who used to work at McDonald's that claims that this one comes really close. So here we
Yeah, they all fucking do that.
go. Instead of regular
But like, it's all pretty much the same
mayo,
shit.
though, we're going to use half cup of Kewpie mayonnaise. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sweet
Yep.
relish, tablespoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of rice vinegar, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, just a pinch
I say, I feel like the Big Mac sauce recipe is like kind of like, it's like not officially known, but it's like known. Like everybody knows it at this point, I feel like.
of white pepper because that seems pretty popular in Japanese cuisine overall. Giving that a
The
mix
Kewpie mayo, though, I will add, would probably make the Big Mac sauce better here. I will give them that. The Kewpie mayo is better.
and a taste. It does in fact taste exactly like the Big Mac sauce that I had in Japan.
I will give 'em
which
that.
was quite some time ago, but the fact that it reminded me of it very closely, I think we're spot on with the sauce here, and the Kewpie mayonnaise gives it a lighter
looks so good.
taste. Okay, so one interesting thing that we saw in Japan was that not only do they have a Big Mac, they have something called a Samurai Mac, which is essentially
The
a
fuck?
teriyaki style glazed patty. The patties are dunked in some teriyaki glaze and then put on a Big Mac, which sounds really, really delicious. So we're just gonna make some of
Bro,
that for
why
fun.
the fuck
Plus,
didn't you get
it's
that?
a good way to use up all the random bottles of soy sauce and stuff we have lying around. So in just a giant
I would have rather seen that, bro.
sauce pot, we're gonna combine a
You actually don't know if he got that. Was he given that? We don't know. We couldn't tell officially.
ratio of
Right?
approximately 1-to-1 of soy sauce and meating, and then half of that of sugar, another half
Dude,
of
a
that of sake.
teriyaki.
So the ratio
or
is
no,
2
a samurai Big Mac sounds so. Dude, that sounds
to
interesting.
1 of soy sauce,
I kind of want to make a burger like that.
meating, sugar, and sake. And this is not a real recipe. I'm just kind of using up all these leftover bottles and making a nice sweet soy sauce. If it's too salty, add more sugar. If it's too sweet, add more soy sauce.
That's a lot of
Obviously,
sauce,
this is way more
bro.
than we'll need, but it's a nice sauce that obviously
About to
goes with
say.
anything, and I plan to take home a lot of it after this is done. Okay, now that our beef is pretty much solidified, we're gonna go and blend that in a food processor, my preferred method of making ground beef, and then we're gonna actually add a little bit more fat. We asked Rachel to go get some
Okay.
fat, and we have beef suet, which is fat taken somewhere between the membranes on the cow, so you have to make sure to take out those membranes. You kind of get this crumbly beef fat that I'm going to add in and pulse until
Huh.
the beef almost turns into a
Alright.
pink-like paste. Usually you don't go this far for just normal burgers, but I think the Big Mac patty is a little bit more emulsified. Then I'm going to shape about 6 of these, and since we have so much leftover beef, we can either make more patties, or because I have
Dude, that looks like it'll be so good, like so soft though. Like that actually,
an
dude.
idea on how to make something fun, I'm going to save the rest of this ground beef in a
Fucking
large pile and
big-ass
show you what
meatball.
you can do with that later. So McDonald's uses not fresh onion for their Big Macs, but they're sort of these onions that have been rehydrated,
Yeah,
from
dehydrated,
dry,
yeah.
that retain that onion flavor, but they don't have that acidity or that wateriness of fresh onions, which I think is actually a huge plus. So we're going to give it 2 attempts. We're going to use these onion pieces just that we have, and we're going to hydrate that with water, and we're also going to slice some fresh onions and microwave it to get a little bit of that acidity out and just see if that compares. Okay, our dough has been proofed, approximately doubled in size, so I'm going to shape that into little balls and put them inside some baking molds that are a little taller than usual. We have a DIY mold made with foil, we have
What the
a
fuck?
tall pastry ring, and we have a small springform pan, all which will yield slightly different layers of
Bro, imagine doing all this just to make a Big Mac though.
buns, and we'll see which one works the best. I'm gonna brush a little bit of water on top and sprinkle some sesame seeds.
Like if you're not making a YouTube video, you're never doing this. Like you're never doing this unless you're retired, or like you're retired and you just got like money and time to kill and you're just like whatever.
And put that into the oven to bake at approximately 350 degrees for roughly 20
Like
to 20
ain't nobody getting off a shift, right? And they're, they're going out getting all the recipes and they're doing this shit. For one, this gonna take forever to do anyway.
25 minutes. While that's going on, I'm gonna go ahead and carefully cut the lettuce into nice little
It'd be
shapes
worth-
that look
well,
very
I don't think it would be worth it. Not gonna lie, it probably wouldn't be, but it would be good. It would be good.
similar to the ones that we had in Japan. Discarding any ugly outside leaves and trying to use the more prettier sides cut into thin little
This is why you pay him, and then he
strips.
does it.
Okay, now it's time to char our patties and get on moving with the rest of our burger. This is pretty simple.
that looks like a
Smash them
good
in a
patty,
pan.
though.
The thinner the better because they're gonna shrink up a little bit. Add some salt and pepper and take them out before they're overcooked.
So we're making
Alright,
smash
let's take a look at
burgers,
our
okay.
buns. So we accidentally did the thing where we put in the buns while the oven was still preheating, and
Them
because
bitches
this
look
oven is an express
crispy.
preheater, that means it blasts in a ton of heat from the top heating
Yeah.
element, which means it almost broiled our buns. We're still looking at these, definitely a little bit darker than we'd have liked, but I honestly
Yeah.
think it's a little bit salvageable.
Those probably be good though. Not gonna lie, a little crisp ain't bad
Well,
though.
if we use the one that is less dark, obviously would not recommend doing that, but lesson learned. It's probably safest to put in your food in the oven when it
Dude, it's not even gonna be that bad, bro.
is finished preheating, not during. Let's slice this bun that looks
be
the less
fine.
dark out of all three into 3 parts. The top
That's a
bun, the bottom bun, and the
thick-ass
middle part,
bun.
which is referred
Okay,
to
he's cutting
as
it in
the
half.
crown.
Okay.
And we're gonna toast these a dry toast in a pan because I don't believe the ones at McDonald's have any butter in them. They look pretty dry toasted, which I think makes sense for a rich burger like this. Then we are going to begin with assembly.
Dude, butter would make it better though.
Now, according to the way Big Macs are assembled, it's the bottom bun, then followed by a layer of Big Mac sauce, a sprinkling of lettuce, then goes on cheese, and the patty, which I'm guessing uses the
See, this is the one thing I hate about McDonald's. I hate the lettuce, bro. Like, just give me a fucking leaf. Like, just give me the fucking leaf. Throw it on there. I'm tired of that bullshit. Like, just give me the whole thing. Put it on there. I don't care. Wendy's, I think they do the whole leaf. They do it correctly. Not this fucking dog ass bullshit, bro.
residual heat of the patty to
I don't want 100 pieces of lettuce flying all over the place. It's on my car. It's on my dog. It's on the cat next door. I don't fucking know. Fuck all that. Just give me the whole piece, bro.
slightly melt the cheese. Then we put on some dehydrated onions. I honestly prefer the taste of the rehydrated dry ones than the microwave fresh ones, so those are going to go back in the samurai sauce. After the onions, we're going to go ahead with the crown bun, then more sauce, then lettuce, then pickles. No cheese this time. Then a patty, then more onions, and a bun. So there's actually only one slice of cheese in a Big Mac and one layer of pickles on the top.
Why no sauce on the top bun?
And this might sound odd, why don't you put 2 slices of cheese? But speaking from personal experience with the person that actually runs the McDonald's
I don't like that. They don't put sauce on the top bun. Not a fan.
test kitchen, he definitely knows what he's doing, and there's a reason for that. I'm sure it's a balance of flavor. Okay,
I don't
so
appreciate
this is
that.
our homemade Japanese style inspired Big Mac. Clearly a little too big. I think it's a little thick on both the bun and the meat. Could have done that a little bit thinner. So let's give that a look and taste.
See, what you gotta do is you're at McDonald's, right? What you gotta do is you gotta wrap it up. Okay, you wrap up the burger, and then you just start fucking beating the fucking shit out of it, and that squishes it down. There you go.
And as far as taste wise,
And then it's not as big.
I like
You know
the
what I'm saying?
sweetness of the bun, but I do think we cut it a little too thick, and the patty should definitely be half the thickness. So we're gonna try to do this again with half the thickness of the bun and half the thickness of the patty, and do the samurai version. Let's see if that helps the ratios. So
Let's
we're gonna
see it.
assemble it the same exact way, but this time before putting the patty
I'm interested in this, bro. This is what I want to try.
on the bun, I'm going to dunk them in our samurai glaze, which has reduced by half and has a nice sweet soy tanginess and onion flavor to it, which is really cool. And all the craggliness is in the
So
patty.
he just dunked it, and I thought he was gonna like cook it in it like a little bit, and it gets like a little. I don't even know.
Does catch a lot of the sauce, so we're gonna assemble these just like usual, but I'm gonna personally add a second slice of cheese on top. I think that'll go well with the glaze. Let's cross section this. Obviously it's really tall,
True.
but it's pretty cool. Everything is super thick, but
That
I'm
looks
sure
so
the one
fucking
in
good,
Japan
though.
is a little bit smaller and well more proportioned. I guess that American and me just kind of came out a little bit. If we really wanted to make a one-to-one recreation, I think we'd have to work on
better.
making the buns even softer,
We do
even
it better.
thinner, and somehow get those patties to be super small, which I've heard is actually cooked in a double griddle at McDonald's itself, which would maintain its thin shape. Okay, after getting a cross section and taking a bite of this, I personally do prefer the flavor of the samurai one a lot more. I think from a balance
Yeah, I want to try that, bro. Dude, I
point of
want to
view,
try
the
that.
soy sweetness goes really well with the cheese, the beef, and that tangy Big Mac sauce. So honestly, if they served this in the States, this is the one I would eat every day of the week. Maybe not every day. That would be
Every
not good
day,
for your
brother.
health.
How the fuck
Okay,
you just
so
cut it
now
like
for
that?
leftovers and how we're gonna turn the leftovers into some fun
Ooh, he about to do sliders with the Hawaiian rolls. Oh, he about to do sliders with the
stuff.
Hawaiian rolls.
So the trick I like to use when it
I'll just
comes
stop.
to, getting rid of a lot of meat or cheese is this. You take a whole entire sheet of these Hawaiian bread rolls, either the medium one
yeah.
or the large one, and it's
Okay, I will say the one bread that I do kind of like are Hawaiian rolls, bro. I don't know what they put in those. Probably a little fentanyl and crack in them. I don't know, but they're so fucking
instead
good.
of tearing them into their squares, I actually like to cut them straight down the side. So we're essentially bisecting this into two
So
sheets,
good.
a top sheet and a bottom sheet. Now, this is where the fun begins with the large portion I was talking about earlier.
Meatball!
I'm actually going to take a rectangular
fucking
tray and
sheet that
press this
bitch.
massive meat mountain
Yeah.
ground beef into a roughly rectangular
Fucking
shape,
cover that bitch in
approximately the
seasoning.
size of a sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11, accounting for shrinkage and making sure to salt it because
You need way more
there's not
seasoning than that.
much time
Come on,
to salt it
way more.
afterwards. You could do
Bro, just salt and pepper? What are we doing? What are we doing? No fucking Tonys, no slap your mama, no fucking nothing. No nothing.
that in a griddle, but I think baking it cooks it a lot more evenly and gets the beef into that
Oh,
nice
I
square
can't
shape.
like no garlic, no nothing, huh?
so they can lay that directly on top. After you
Ugh, I hate when people don't put a lot of seasoning on things. I like to season the fuck out of everything.
dent the bottom a little bit to make some room. This beef patty rectangle is going to go on top, and then we're going to satisfyingly add some slices
No
of
Frank's
American
Red Hot, no
cheese.
nothing, huh?
Because rectangles are just squares, this will definitely make sense from a geometrical point of view. Then on top, we're going to add any leftover onions that we had lying around. Then we'll throw this back into the oven until the cheese has melted and the onions have started
You know,
to
it'd be good if they did a Frank like a Big Mac sauce with like a partnership with Frank's Red Hot, and then they put like Frank's Red Hot in the Big Mac sauce. That would be so good.
Hydrate a little bit more, and then with the top sheet of that Hawaiian
Let
roll
me
bun,
cook.
I'm going to brush
me
these
cook.
a little bit of butter and add the sesame seeds and throw those into the oven until it's nice and toasty. Then we're going to turn that
telling you.
upside down, bring it out, put the Big Mac sauce and some lettuce on the top sheet, and put the pickles on the bottom sheet, so that way we don't heat up
Okay,
everything that doesn't need to be heated. Then we're going to carefully throw the top on the bottom, making sure not to splatter things too much. And then after
Dude,
a
this would
nice
be
little
so
press,
good.
I'm going to cut these into their own individual squares because the buns on the Hawaiian rolls have conveniently indented themselves where they need to be cut. Now that we have that,
You ain't
everybody
gonna
can have
bake 'em?
a Big Mac slider or Mini Mac
Oh, I thought he was gonna toast them a little bit.
or Mac Mini, although
Just
I
heat
think
'em
that's
up
a
a little bit.
technological device. Anyways, these are satisfyingly proportioned as the beef patty is nicely well ratioed
look good.
with the bun, which is really soft. And honestly, after eating one of these, this in fact was the closest flavor that we had to the one in Japan. The bun was so squishy, so soft, so delicious. The flavors and the
So they're using sweet Hawaiian rolls in Japan, huh?
ratios were completely correct. And I guess the lesson learned was that, you know, you can spend your own time making things like your own bread, but honestly, if there's things out there that are
Yeah, make like things like making your own bread and shit. It's like you only do it just because you want to do it. Like you just want some shit to do. Like because you're not. Chances are you're not making better bread than you could buy.
just doing it right and it's hard to compete, I'd prefer to just buy those and use those
Yeah.
because those are just delicious anyways. And after everybody had one to eat and to sample, we made sure to pack the rest home for whoever wanted it most for Christmas, and that would be Tony. Happy holidays, everybody.
Damn, those look so fucking good. Oh my gosh, bro, those look so good. Oh my goodness, brother. Dude, I didn't know they even did this anime with Alvin, bro. I didn't even know they did that shit. I want to do this. We're gonna watch more of these. Not right now, but we're gonna watch them. We're gonna watch more of them.